I believe that human connection is the catalyst to following your dreams. It's the biggest cheat code in life, and I want to share that with you here today. You know, it's always been someone, not something, that has pushed me over the edge to follow my dreams. In an AI driven world, in a world of social media and technology, we often forget that we're on this earth to serve and help each other here in the human race. I'm not against AI. I'm not against social media, but I do believe that that cheat code in life is true, deep, deep human connection. You know, every time I've been faced with a challenge or a situation, there's been someone there for me. And those major decisions in life, when we're 50-50, right? We can go left, we can go right, and we're stuck in a situation to make a decision. We only need someone to push us that 1%, to get us to that 51%, to continue down the path of following our dreams. My question for you today, who's that someone in your life? Who is that person, not a thing, that's going to push you that 1% over the edge to follow your dreams? Now, in my life, as a 14-year-old boy, I found out that my parents were addicted to OxyContin. And in that moment, I didn't know what to do. I was going to give up on life. I didn't have a solution. I didn't have parents to go to for advice because they were on drugs. So what happened to that 14-year-old boy? He had a best friend named Steve. And Steve, ooh, Stevie boy, he pushed me to follow my dreams in that moment. He pushed me to be bigger. He pushed me that 1%, that 1% to keep going and to follow my dreams. So again, my question to you is, who in your life today is that someone? You know, in our darkest days, we may not think there's a solution. We may not think there's another way. We may not think that there's an opportunity ahead of us. But I'm going to urge you and push you today to build those deep, deep rooted human connections that will be the catalyst that push you to follow your dreams. Now, the reason why there was so much alignment and truth in the relationship with Steve was because of three things. We shared the same beliefs. We shared similar experiences. And we've both navigated a world where our emotions have been heightened. Now, those are the three keys to creating deep human connection. But what actually is deep human connection? It's when two or more people engage in a vulnerable conversation where both people feel heard and seen. Now, I'm going to share a couple more stories with you today. some stories that actually relate to why I'm standing here on this beautiful red circle and doing a TEDx talk today. Now, see, I was here last year at this very event. I stood on this very red circle. And I took my selfie and I created a dream that I'd be here right now in this moment, standing here today. But guess what, y'all? I almost didn't submit the application. I almost didn't follow my dreams. And I remember that day clearer than ever. I was at 5th and Broadway in downtown Nashville. The sun was blazing. There was a cool breeze. It was the last day to submit the application. And this guy wasn't going to do it. And in that moment, as I sat on the park bench, I thought of my daughter, Ellie. And as I sat there, I envisioned her looking over my shoulder, her listening to my negative self-talk, her hearing the inner thoughts of me not about to follow my dream. And in that moment, that deep human connection with my daughter pushed me over the edge, that 1%, to click those buttons and submit my talk. My question to you today is, what dreams do you have? What dreams are you 50-50 on? And who in your life is going to push you over the edge, that 1%? Now, you may be thinking, cool, Jim. You're doing your talk. You had your daughter in your back ear, and that pushed you over the edge. Maybe you don't have a daughter. Maybe you don't have a best friend with true deep human connection. But it doesn't matter the label. It doesn't matter the relationship. What matters that you have someone in your tribe, someone pushing you to follow your dreams. When you're in your darkest days, your darkest moments, who's that person you call? Who's that person you engage with? Do you have someone? Who's that someone? Do you share similar beliefs? Maybe it's politics. Maybe it's what you believe about the education system in your country. Or maybe food consumption. The details around why there's that level of alignment and those shared beliefs don't matter. What matters is there's a deep-rooted relationship there. And that deep-rooted relationship is where you both feel heard and seen in those vulnerable moments where you're building that true deep human connection. Now, in my life, more recently, I was facing a massive business failure. The biggest thing I've ever done in business. I just got married. We just had our first daughter. And I put it all on the line. Every asset I had, every dollar in the bank account, every piece of energy I had to go follow my dreams. And I was failing. Whoo! I was failing. And you're probably like, This dude's talking about failure right now and he's smiling. I'm smiling because I just brought myself back to that moment where there was that true, deep human connection. So remember when I was talking about my best friend, Steve? That's who I called that day when I was looking at everything potentially about to go out the window. And Steve was there for me. Steve pushed me to follow my dreams. Steve told me, every time your back has been up against the wall, Jim, you've clawed, you've pried, you've fought your way out. And in that moment, when I was having that breakdown, ooh, tears were flowing. Steve was there for me when I wanted to give up. I wanted to give up. I was 50-50. And I was about to call it in and not follow my dreams. And Steve was there for me. And Steve pushed me over the edge. That 1% that I needed. And through that process, through that business decision, I found my calling. I found my purpose. And I put myself in a position where I wake up every day and look in that mirror. And I'm proud. I'm proud of the person that I had to become. I'm proud that I have deep-rooted human connections with friends like Steve, with my daughter, my wife. It could be your uncle, your cousin. It could be a new friendship that you met in line at the coffee shop. It could be a business mentor. It could be a business partner. It can be anybody you wish and want it to be. But my question for you today is, who's in your tribe? Who are you going to go to? Who are you going to rely on to push you 1% over the edge from 50-50 to 51% so you can continue to follow your dreams? Thank you.